In the quiet mountain town of Elderglen, winters were long, white, and silent. Snow blanketed every roof, hushed every footstep, and covered the old stone schoolhouse at the edge of town, a place that hadn't been used in 50 years. At the top of its crumbling roof sat a rusted bell tower. No one remembered the last time the bell rang. Some said it cracked long ago. Others said it had fallen silent after the great storm, when the town nearly lost everything. But 9-year-old Clara loved the schoolhouse. She would visit it after class each day, making snow angels nearby and imagining it coming to life again. "I bet the bell still works," she told her grandmother once. "It's just waiting for the right reason." Her grandmother only smiled. "That bell once saved lives, Clara. Maybe it's still listening." Then came the blizzard. It began on a Friday. Snow fell in slow, heavy clumps, frosting windows and freezing roads. Clara had stayed late at school, helping her teacher clean up after the holiday party. By the time she zipped her coat and stepped outside, the storm had swallowed the town. She could barely see 2 feet in front of her. The wind howled like a wild thing, and snowflakes stung her cheeks like tiny needles. Clara tried to follow her usual path home, but everything looked the same: white, endless, and wrong. The street signs were covered. The lampposts had vanished in the swirling frost. Her heart pounded. "I'm lost." She wandered in circles, her breath fogging the air, tears freezing on her lashes. "Help!" she cried, but the wind stole her voice. Then, far off through the storm, came a sound. Bong, low, echoing, familiar. Bong. Clara blinked. "The bell," she whispered. She turned toward the sound, trudging through knee-deep snow. Her boots slipped, her fingers ached, but the bell rang again and again. Bong, bong, bong. It pulled her like a lifeline. At last, through the white haze, the dark outline of the old schoolhouse appeared. She stumbled toward it, collapsed at the door, and was found minutes later by a search party that had been combing the town. They wrapped her in blankets, lifted her into a sled, and brought her home to her frantic grandmother. That night, as the storm softened into silence, the townspeople gathered in the square, still shaken but grateful. And then someone asked, "Did anyone ring the school bell?" Everyone looked at each other. The bell tower had been locked for decades. No one had a key. And yet, "It rang," Clara said, sitting beside her grandmother with a steaming cup of cocoa. "I followed it." Whispers rustled through the crowd like falling snowflakes. The next morning, curious and determined, the mayor and some townsfolk dug their way through the snow to the schoolhouse. The bell tower door creaked open easily, as if it had been waiting. They climbed the old wooden steps to the top. The bell hung from its beam, untouched and still. No footprints in the snow, no ropes out of place. Yet fresh snow dusted the clapper as if it had moved, swung by a force they couldn't see. Word spread fast. Mrs. Greaves, the oldest woman in town, stepped forward that afternoon. "My father was the bell keeper during the great storm," she said. "The night the avalanche came, he rang that bell for hours, calling people to shelter, guiding them out of danger. He saved dozens, but was lost to the snow himself." Silence settled over the crowd. "I think," she said softly, "that bell remembers what it was meant to do." From that day on, the bell tower was restored. Every year, on the anniversary of the blizzard, Clara rang the bell in honor of the brave. It was her way of saying thank you to the past, to the snow, to the sound that had led her home. And when children passed by the schoolhouse and asked, "Does the bell really ring by itself?" the townsfolk would smile and say, "Only when someone needs it most."